Hi Alex, my name is John Lee. I'm the Senior Sales Manager at Syntech Trading International Company. Today we're going to be hosting an interview for Sales Manager position. Alex Smith, I assume. I'm John Lee. Nice to meet you.
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
Thank you very much for coming in to see us today. I was very impressed with your resume, and I found out your last job was just across the street.
Yeah, I know my resume is pretty good. And yeah, I was working in the same street in this bullshit job, but I didn't like it that much. That's why I'm applying here.
Hello, Jane. My name is John Lee. I'm the Senior Sales Manager at Syntech Trading International Company. And today we're going to be hosting the interview for Sales Manager. Jane Miller, I assume. Nice to meet you. I'm John Lee.
Good to meet you too.
First impressions don't just matter for the job seeker's candidacy, they also matter for the employer. A warm greeting, good eye contact, and a firm handshake are a good way to start. That, and of course, not keeping the job candidate waiting.
Thank you so much for coming and seeing us today. I was very impressed with your resume. And oh, I found out your last job was right across the street.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I work right across the street and I find very convenient this area and a very easy commute for me.
Being polite by thanking the job seeker to come in helps set a more level, conversational tone for the interview. And complimenting the job seeker on his or her resume helps set the interview on a positive, more relaxed, and more open footing. The note on the previous location was made just to engage in a little small talk, something you want to do for a couple of minutes at the beginning of the interview. Just don't comment on the employee's appearance or attire.
So it appears in your resume that both of your last two jobs you had a lot of similarities with the position we have here in our company.
Yeah, on my last job, I was working on sales, but I was too good for the job, you know. Also, I was dating all of my coworkers, but you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to look anymore. I'm your man for the job, for the position.
So it appears in your resume that the last two jobs you were in have a lot of similarities to the one we have open here.
Actually, yes, they do. Well, I feel very prepared for this job and I think I have a very good experience for this position.
This is an open ended question. John is trying to get the job candidate to open up and talk about her past positions and her expectations for this position. If this position is so similar to her last two positions, then why does she want to leave? It's not really an advancement. Could there have been an issue at the last job?
So, Alex, can you explain me how would this job be different than from your current situation?
So basically, the job is the same. It's about sales. You don't have to sell goods and services. And I cannot interact with people. I couldn't interact with people in my last job because I like to work alone.
How would this job seem to be different than your current situation?
Well, the job function is pretty similar. I think the company situation will be different. In my present job, I feel that I need to strictly stay within the bonds of my job description. I can't really interact with people in other departments without going through my boss. I mean, she's not a bad person, but there are limits to what I can and cannot do on my job.
This is what John is looking for. He's trying to get Jane to explain the real reasons why she's looking to make what is basically a parallel job move.
Is there any other thing that you hope or like to be different?
As I mentioned to you before, I was too good for my last job, and the salary was really low.
Is there any other thing that you hope that will be different?
I have performed very well in my job and help a lot, but promotions and pay increases are very slow in my current firm. It's really an environment where seniority matters. I will hope to get a better compensation package.
Jane is talking in a seemingly open manner. This is what you want to see happen as an interviewer.
What level of compensation are you looking for?
I want a lot of money. I want a car. I want vacations twice a year, and that's it.
What level of compensation are you looking for?
I don't have an exact figure in mind, but to move from my current position, it will have to be attractive.
John is trying to get Jane's exact salary expectations, or at least a range, so he can quickly figure out whether he is wasting his time talking to her and if he continues to interview her, what it would take to hire her. Jane cleverly is avoiding the question.
Can you tell me how much are you earning right now?
Well, I had such a bad salary in the last job, so right now I just want to earn a lot more money.
Could you tell me how much are you earning right now?
My base pay is in the mid 90s, plus my bonus can easily run another 50% or so.
Now John has a pretty good idea of what Jane is looking for.
So beyond the day-to-day client services, can you tell me uh, about any particular initiatives of which you're particularly proud in your current position?
No, I wasn't doing anything special for the company. I was just doing my work, and that's it.
Beyond your day-to-day client service, can you tell me any particular initiatives of which you are particularly proud in your current position?
More than anyone else in my office, I have led my clients aggressively into alternative investments. This has not only led to slightly higher returns, but I think more importantly, I have tightened my relationship with them and built their trust with me. I have shared this success with a couple other managers in my office, and they have started to follow this model.
What John is trying to see here is what Jane has been accomplishing in her job beyond just fulfilling the basic job description. Here, Jane not only has an excellent example of this, but also seems to be stretching beyond her current job title by helping serve as a leader to her peers.
You mentioned me earlier, you felt somehow you had too much pressure from your previous boss. Now, can you compare, contrast this um, to your previous bosses? And I wonder if you can describe to me how you feel your boss get the best out of you.
So I didn't like my previous boss. He didn't give me objectives or goals. He wasn't checking on me. I couldn't ask for advice to him, and so I will say my previous boss was a bad model to me.
You mentioned me earlier, you felt somehow you had too much pressure from your previous boss. Now, can you compare, contrast this um, to your previous bosses? And I wonder if you can describe to me how you feel your boss get the best out of you.
My previous boss was great. I met with him a lot and learned from him a lot. He gave me objectives and goals and always be there when I needed advice from him. But unlike my current boss, I didn't feel that he was constantly checking upon me. He was always very comfortable when I interact directly with other departments. He wasn't at all strictly that way. So I will say this previous boss was an excellent model on how to get my best work out of me.
John particularly wanted to test and see whether she would complain about her other bosses, and he wanted to try to see how well Jane's style might work in his office.
Can you tell me more about your approach to clients? How does it differ from people around you? And can you explain me, has it changed much as you have changed employees?
To me, all the clients are the same. I just try to sell the products to them because that's all I care about.
Can you tell me more about your approach to clients? How does it differ from people around you? And can you explain me, has it changed much as you have changed employees?
I'm working with a high income, high educated client and I respect them. My value added to them is to educate them about new products and let them decide whether it works for them. I don't push products. My clients respect me and I respect them.
By asking Jane to compare and contrast her style with her peers, John was able to get Jane talking in an open manner about herself, painting a vivid picture of how she works.
All right, Alex, thanks for coming. Uh, we hope we can incorporate you into our team in the near future and appreciate for your time.
And thank you, Yoni, for your time, and hopefully I'm gonna be part of the team.
Thank you. All right, Jane, thanks for coming. First of all, I know right now we're on our lunchtime already, so I hope to analyze your resume more profoundly, and you'll get a call from me and from our team in the near future.
Sounds great. I have heard positive things about your firm.
John is showing respect to Jane by honoring her request that this interview fit within her lunchtime. He also made very clear that he was highly interested in pursuing continuing discussions, and he tried to appeal to her desire to find a place to work that she would enjoy more, specifically choosing not to say anything more about salary. If he can offer her a job, he envisions a higher salary, but he wants to be sure to convey to Jane that he understands the non compensation aspects of work are very important too.